Hi everybody, welcome back to our channel, Live Snapshot. Evelyn, Greg and Muttley here from Australia. How are we all going? I hope we're going well. Thanks very much for all the subscribers so far, you guys. Thanks for coming along for the ride. Really appreciate it. Can't do it without you. Really appreciate the support. Love the comments. We love talking to people, especially around real world. Our channel basically consists of living here in Australia, costs of living, what we do day by day here. I do some collecting, coin collecting, some investments that I do. I like to talk about that, hopefully help some people out with investing, which is something that I'm going to talk about now. Everyone's got some cooking shows going. Check it all out if you wish. I really appreciate the support. I think I've told you that, but can't tell you enough. It's your first time dropping by. I really appreciate that too. Thanks for coming. So, what am I going to talk about today? That's right. I'm going to talk about, I've got some notes here too, so bear with me. And I'm going to put some stuff up on the screen. So first of all, disclaimer guys, I am no expert. I'm not a paid professional. Of course, when you're dealing with big investments and your future, whether it's money, housing, whatever, go and seek professional advice. I am not a professional. I'm only telling you my experience and what I've been through, okay? And that's all I can do. So basically, I'm a self-funded retiree. I retired when I was 46. I'm now 52. So maybe some of these things that I talk about don't suit people, right? Because of your circumstances. So self-funded means I don't get any money from the taxpayer and I don't get a pension. All my decisions are mine. If I fail, I lose my money. So just remember that. I don't have any support whatsoever. I don't get a pension. Okay, so remember that what I do could be completely different outcome if you did the same in your circumstance. Always get a professional also before you make any massive decision. So term deposit, about 6 months ago we did a term deposit. I call it low risk, low return basically. Now when we did this about 6 months ago, we did it at 5.15%, and we were surprised we actually got that because the big major banks here are only pushing 4.6, 4.85 max. We went with an online bank and we got 5.15, and we snapped that real quick. Now today 4.85. That's the best I can do. Okay, so like I said, low risk, low return. There's a couple of factors you got to understand here. One, it's an election year. Okay. Always, I don't care what any politician tells you, I don't care, they tell you about, oh, it's the RBA's decision to make interest rates. Politicians will make it look nice and rosy around election time, that interest rates stay the same. Okay, so just remember that, it's an election year. That's very important if you're thinking about term deposits. Second thing is that the cash rate and the mortgage rate, two different beasts, okay? Remember that, two different animals, so to speak. Cash rate and the mortgage rate. So people who have a mortgage want interest rates low. People like me who are self-funded and don't have a mortgage want interest rates high. Okay, that's basically it. So just remember all those factors come into whether you think it's a good idea to get a term deposit. Plus also remember this, don't throw all your money into a term deposit. Always throw money in a term deposit that you don't need. Okay, it's very difficult to break that contract. Say you won't go for a 6-month deposit or term deposit or 12-month, something goes wrong and you put all your money in that, it's very difficult to go to see the bank and break that contract. So remember that. And even if they do, they'll penalize you for it. So remember that. Always put into term deposit money you don't need. Just throw it in there and you can just leave it. Okay. So next thing, housing. Now, housing is basically, for me, in the housing market, 35 years I've been doing it for. I've never been in real estate. I don't try to invest in real estate, so to speak, as a investment property, right? I've only once ever rented out a home, and basically it bit me on the ass. I will never do it again, okay? The people who were renting out the home at the time, I had as an investment property, had a domestic dispute, police were called, and the house was trashed. Cost me $50,000 to fix that joint. So once bitten, twice shy. I am sorry. If I ever buy a house, It's for me, it's for my investment, it's for my future. I do not negative gear, I do not tax write it off. I just buy the home and sit on it for the market, and I don't rent it out. Like I said, I was let down, so I don't do that. Sorry for anybody who's upset about that, but that's the way I am with it. So just like I said before, remember your circumstances might be different to mine. As a first home buyer, okay, yeah, it's difficult. It was just like it was when I was back in the 90s. Okay, my advice is for a first home buyer, go see the bank of mum and dad. Live with your mother and father. Okay, get your brothers and sisters involved. As long as there's a legal contract, maybe all of you pool your money together. I don't know what else I can say. You know, it was just as hard as it was back in the 90s as it is now. Okay, trust me on that. So, yeah, housing, I feel you just got to get in there and get a home. You think about the last 35 years, okay? The last 35 years, this is what I've been through personally, and most people have been through personally, okay? And real estate has always come out on top. When I first got my first home loan, Paul Keating, the recession we had to have. So interest rates shot through the roof, and I'm earning $300 and something a week, okay? In that 35 period, we've had so much unrest overseas. We've had wars break out, all that sort of stuff that affects our interest rates, affects our mortgage rate. We had the GFC, the global financial crisis. Everybody remembers that, okay? We had COVID just recently, okay? And in my local area, we had one of the most severe bushfires that I can remember, okay? We're only a small community here, about 150 homes, and we lost 90 homes and 2 deaths. My condolences to the family. Now, after all that said and done over 35 years, and you could probably mention a few other things that have been really bad and affecting prices, the real estate market has always come out on top. Okay? After, like I said, it cost me $50,000 to fix the one that had the issue with the tenants. I come out on top. Okay? Real estate for me for the last 35 years it's always been a no-brainer. It's one of the best investments you'll ever make, especially if you've got family. You know, you've got kids you want to pass them on to. It's a no-brainer, okay? I'm yet to find a real reason why I wouldn't. $1 million right now, I'd buy a real estate, but the only thing I wouldn't do is make it into an investment property and negative gear it. I've never trusted the government. I'm not going to do that. I would buy $1 million property and I'd just sit on it. Okay. I bought this house, and I'll give you an example. I bought this house in 2018, just over $1 million. Okay. Today's market, the place across the road, which is only a 2-bedroom home and it's a weatherboard home and it's not as close as I am to the lake, sold for 1.5. Okay. This is brick, 3-bedroom, fully renovated. So it's worth probably about 1.6 to 1.7 comfortably. And I bought it for $1 million in 2018. And you know, like I said, we were on Time magazine here. That's how the world were watching what was going on here with the 2020 fires. And after that, the prices skyrocketed. So my advice, get on board and make it quick, because they might slow down. They might even go backwards for a while. I'll admit that. It has happened. Real estate goes backwards for a while. But you always get a rebound. I had a friend of mine who went through two divorces, and he paid 3 times the amount, had to get 3 different mortgages on his home. 2 divorces, 3 different mortgages, just to pay out the ex, so to speak, and he still came out on top. He told me, he said, Greg, I paid for this house 3 times what it's worth. But when the day came to sell it, he still made money. What else can I say? Next one, gold. Now, there's 2 ways I want to look at this gold. There's the gold I bought per ounce, which is straight out gold price. And then there's gold coins I decide to invest in. Okay, they're 22 carat. So let's just first talk about gold. So back in September, per ounce, gold was $37,100 per ounce. Just last September, 6 months ago. 3 months ago in November, it was $4,180. I've got some notes here that I'm just following up with. Okay, so 3 months ago, 4,180. Now, right as we speak, today's price, and just remember this is Australian prices, AUD prices, 4,650. So last September, if you would have bought 10 ounces of gold, it would have cost you $37,000. Okay, right as you speak now, that investment's gone up to $46,000. Need I say more? Now, there's a couple of things you've got to realise. First of all, like I said, I'm dealing with AUD, okay, Australia. Don't know what's going on in your neck of the woods, but this is just Australia prices and how the market's going here. The other thing is that, you know, you buy, say, 10 ounces of gold. You're not going to want to just throw it in a drawer, right? Most people who buy gold, then the places that you bought it off, for instance, for example, here, the Perth Mint, will hold the gold for you. And it's in a massive safe, you know, Fort Knox thing. And they charge you rent. So remember that. Okay, take that into consideration. What you're going to do, where you're going to leave that gold. Okay, because that'll be a cost on top. You don't want to just throw it in your bloody, you don't want to stick it under your mattress or something. I think that's a silly idea. So the next side of it was coins. Now, at the same time, like I said, I had all this money. I didn't know what to do with it. This is all roughly 6 months ago. I decided to do all this. Okay, a friend of mine who got me onto the gold and the gold coins, extremely well known in this market. Okay, he's in art, he collects coins, he does banknotes, he's been around, he's 85 years old, he's an absolute professional. So that helped me out a lot. Now, he said to me, split your investments, buy gold and also buy gold coins. And boy, am I glad he told me to do that. So the gold coins I bought were gold sovereigns, 1880 Australian gold sovereigns, uncirculated condition, some uncirculated very fine, some uncirculated very, very fine. Okay, so 22 karat gold they are. They're not pure gold, obviously. They're 22 karat gold. Now, roughly I paid per sovereign $900 to $1,100, depending on whether it was uncirculated condition, very fine uncirculated, or very, very, very fine uncirculated. Okay. So yeah, between 900 and the cheapest was 900, the most expensive was $1,100. Just in 22 karat gold alone. Each of those coins weigh 8 grams. Today's price is, what's going on here? My thing's not working. Today's price is $134 a gram for 22 karat times 8. So each coin, just gold value alone, is 1,072. So it speaks for itself. Then you've got the coin side factor of it. Okay, two best investments, long-term investments, I feel, in the last 6 months I've done is gold and gold coins, because if you work out, look, you've seen the graphs on this video, check them out yourself. In Australia we do is it ABC Bullion, I think it is, the website, or the Perth Mint. You can just check out the website, it's easy, or just put gold price. I put gold price Australia, check it out, it's all there. And you can see the graph. If you would have bought gold 12 months ago, it was a great investment for you. Gold is just like, to me, gold is just like housing. It comes along like this. Maybe it goes down a little bit, okay? But then just the longer you've got it invested, one day it just goes like that. So I hope that's helped out a few people. Like I said, I'll repeat myself. I'm self-funded. I do not get a pension. I do not depend on the taxpayer. All my decisions are me. I lose my money if I invest wrong. I make money if I invest right, at no cost to anybody else. So maybe your situation is different. Remember that. And I'm not a paid professional, so remember that as well. Always seek professional advice. I hope that helps everybody out. Take care. Thanks for watching. All the best. Look out for the next one.